Yes, I've read the short story Karma by Kushwan Singh from 1950, and as the title also indicates, it deals with the phenomena karma. So during the presentation, I'll just characterize the protagonist, Sir Mohan Lal, and his wife, and I'll talk about the message and the title. But first, I'll just give a short summary of the text. Yes, the short story takes place in India, which is colonized by Britain on a railway station. The man, Sir Mohan Lal, and his wife are waiting for the train to come, but they're not together. They're not waiting together. Sir Mohan waits in a first-class waiting room, and his wife, Lakshmi, she's just waiting outside, and she's sitting on her trunk. So Mohan is a very proud man who wants to be like an Englishman, and his wife is a native woman who isn't a part of his upper class world. So when the train arrives, Mohan goes to the first class compartment, and Lakshmi, she goes to the cinema, which is the women's compartment of the train. So Mohan's ride, it was a little shorter than he expected, and he ends up getting kicked off the train by Englishmen soldiers, um, who thought he wasn't allowed to be in the compartment because, as they said on page 182, line 2, because he was a nigger. Standing speechless on the station, Sir Mohan is presumably hit by a gob of spit sent by his own wife, because the text does not say whether she actually hits him or not. It says on page 182, line 34 to 36, as the train sped past the lighted part of the platform, Lady Lal spat and sent a jet of red dribble flying across like a dart. So here you see that it does not say if she actually hits him or not, but we don't know if she actually hit him, if it was on purpose then. Yes. So, characterization of Sir Mohan Lal. Sir Mohan Lal sees himself as an Englishman, and he's a very proud man. An example of his pride is seen already on the first page. He's looking in the mirror, and he's very satisfied by his own view. And on line 8, page 178, it says, the mirror smiled back at Sir Mohan. You're a bit of all right, old chap, it said. Distinguished, efficient, even handsome. That neatly trimmed mustache, the suit from Savile Row, the carnation in the buttonhole, the aroma of eau de cologne, talcum powder, and scent soap all about you. Yes, yes, old fellow, you're a bit of all right. It is obviously not the mirror that is speaking, but it presents the Mohan's thoughts, and when the reader reads the quote, it gains an insight into the way Sir Mohan Lal sees himself. He really goes into details and he's a vain man. An example of this is his neatly trimmed mustache. You can imagine how satisfied he is by the perfection, and I think he would say that himself. He's not born English, but he tries to be one in any possible way. On page 181, he's sitting in the first class compartment of the train alone, and it's described how he's doing anything he can just to act like an Englishman. He reads the Times, and while he's doing that, he makes sure to show off the name of the paper. He is wearing a Baloy tie, and yes, he even smokes English cigarettes. So Mohan does not change or develop through the story. He continues to strive to be a complete Englishman, and Therefore, he's a static character. He is also a flat character, and he isn't complex. He isn't a complex character, or he does not struggle with any conflicts or anything like that. Yes, and then there is Lady Law. Lady Law is just the opposite of her husband. On page 179, line 29, she says to Akolai, um, and I'm just a native woman. This shows that she's humble, but she doesn't seem to have a problem. Have a problem. She does not seem to have a problem by being traveling alone in the cinema and not the first class like her husband. She also thanks the gods after eating, and this shows her gratefulness, which Sir Mohan does not show any sign of. Um, she's a bit more hard to define when it comes to whether she's a static or dynamic character. As mentioned before, she spat at the platform, and in the end of the text, yeah, she did that in the end of the text. But if she hit Sir Mohan or not, that is a bit unclear. And if she did, we don't know if that was on purpose. So, as I interpret the situation, Lady Mohan spat and accidentally hit him. I don't believe she would do that on purpose. She she's described as a warm-hearted person, and even though she has plenty of reasons to be mad at her husband, she wouldn't do it. But I believe this is why the text is called karma. She hit him after he was thrown off the train, and then yeah, she spits, and then just makes sure to Karma just makes sure that the gob of spit hits her husband, and like you say, pride comes before a fall. Yes, so I think that the message is to relax and not try to be something that you're not, and not be as proud as Sir Mohan, because nobody except yourself will look at you and think that you're that amazing. Yes, and then there is another example of a situation like this. It's the fairy tale The Gentleman of the Jungle. And The Gentleman of the Jungle is a fairy tale about this poor man who has built his own home. And then there's some animals who want they want these homes, and then they just take what he builds from him, and then he ends up building a lot of homes, and then he gets very tired of this, and then he makes this setup. He builds a great big house, and then all the animals, they're just fighting over this house, and they're all inside of the house, and while they're fighting, he goes to the house and sets the house on fire, and then all these animals dies, and the animals, they're representing Englishmen, and the man, he's representing the natives. So this is another example of karma, because the animals, they're ending up dead because of their selfish actions.